Unfortunately, Martin Johnson has been tied up and can't be here to announce the squad, so has asked me to do so for him. So with no further ado, we'll start with the backs. And at scrum half, from Leicester, Ben Youngs. From Bishop Stortford, Austin Healy. The fly halves, from Toulon, Johnny Wilkinson. From Leicester...
Hello and welcome to O2 Inside Line, where O2 and the RFU take you inside the world of England rugby. This week we're at Pennyhill Park, where we're asking Mark Cueto and Ben Youngs your Twitter questions whilst enjoying a spot of croquet.
And Will Greenwood's gone forever. Get in, you've seen my tan, by the way. But we've been joined in the team by James Haskell.
And Austin will be breaking down the final 30 that head to New Zealand. Good tan.
Thank you.
Austin, first of all, let's talk about the announcement that made the headlines.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very, very warm welcome to this, the official England send-off dinner and squad announcement.
For me, there's a couple of surprises, more positionally than anything else. Ricky Flutie being left out, I'm not overly surprised by that, but I am surprised by the fact they haven't taken Charlie Hodgson or a recognised third 10. England feel they can go to New Zealand with two fly halves, which for me is a mistake. Asking Wigglesworth to maybe step in if he has to at a moment's notice is, well, it's dangerous, really dangerous, and Flutie could have played there. Injuries against Ireland at the weekend could put England in dire straits.
And not just injuries, if we lose, because Ireland have had not a great start of their warm-up games, how sort of damaging would that be?
This is the end of the warm-up games for me. We play Ireland now. They absolutely destroyed us in Dublin in the Six Nations, and there'll be a lot of guys playing in this game this weekend where that memory still hurts, and they've got to use that to gain momentum. Martin Johnson will probably pick his first-choice starting lineup because he hasn't got time to tinker around now. We need to know our first-choice centres. We need to know the back row balance. We need to know who's going to play in the front row. You know, so many questions going into a World Cup. It's not a position any coach wants to be in.
So how does England approach this game against Ireland?
Well, in the Six Nations, England lost control all over the field. I think they'll play with a lot more tighter play. They'll drive lineouts more, but that also stipulates who's going to be fly half. Is it Johnny Wilkinson? Is it Toby Flood? And that is a big, big decision for Martin Johnson to make. I think most people think that Wilkinson has got his nose in front now, because when you get to World Cups and you get to quarters and semis, no side has absolutely thrashed another team. They've all been very close. So there's an argument there to pick Johnny Wilkinson to start because he keeps the scoreboard ticking over. And that's what England need. They just need momentum, build from simple, basic plays and build your confidence from there.
Thanks, Ross. Well, we have finally got James Haskell on the squad of O2 Inside Line, so it's over to him now with Haskell Cam.
Here we are behind the scenes. Dave Rogers, international photographer. We couldn't get David Bailey, so we've got Dave Rogers.
Yeah.
He's used to doing men's catalogues, tyre catalogues mainly.
Yeah, where
he can photograph a Pirelli tyre like you wouldn't believe.
Ash, I can see you. Get up again. It was you last time. I remember you.
Second one.
I moved away from phones this time.
Second one in's done it as well now.
He's normally used to parking cars, not operating a camera.
Keep going. Please.
Second one in's dropped down. Now the slide into the side.
No, piss around.
Chris Ashton.
Oi,
Ashton's gone again.
It is you. It's always you.
I do currently at the moment have a little bit of ginger in the sideburns, a little bit of ginger in the eyes, but I'm immaculately turned out, and if I was doing a snapshot, I'd give myself a 10 for presentation.
Just 10?
Just a 10. Apparently also our captain's in the pocket of the RFU as well, for all times. Mate, he's a puppet. Yeah, look, someone's always working the strings.
And the captain, Lewis Moody.
Who's the biggest we can give a camera to?
Yes, yes.
And the England manager, Martin Johnson.
John is magnificent.
John is magnificent. You took the words right out of my mouth, Nick.
Such a leader in his suit there.
He's graceful, talented.
His trouser legs are wide.
There's a lot. Do you know what alarms me about this team? There's a lot of bald men. Apparently you've spotted some native wildlife, a couple of interesting birds. Oh, there's one of the native birds. There we are.
So please welcome up onto the stage Mark Cueto, Steve Thompson and Ben Youngs. How are things comparing in the preparation for this World Cup to 2003?
You know, we've got the GPS systems and the heart rate monitors, things like that, so they can actually see how hard you're working, whereas I've always been fat, so they've always thought I'm lazy. So now they can see I'm not as lazy as I really am, you know, I'm just fat.
Brutal honesty, I have to say.
It's something you have to fit on every day on the back on these nice, real sexy vests that they're quite good for me. They hold me in a little bit. So some of the boys say don't actually suit me, like when I'm just wearing just the vest and that's it to train in. But you know, when you look at it, it's high tech now, and that's the way it's gone. And for me, it's you know, you can just see exactly how hard everyone's working every session. So there's no hiding place. So there'll be no place for you anymore. Let's put it that way.
No, actually, bless you.
This week I'm joined by a winger that's played in a World Cup final and 2 scrum halves that haven't, although one is set to in a few weeks' time. So it's Mark Cueto, Ben Youngs and Austin. Right guys, what we're going to do, keeping with all things English, is play a relaxing game of croquet while asking your Twitter questions.
Look, if you didn't have such fat feet, fatty, we'd have won that World Cup.
It wasn't in touch, mate. It wasn't.
Because you eat too much lard. Look at the fatness of it.
First of all, let's talk about the game against Ireland that's coming up. What does it feel like to play a game like that so close to playing Argentina in the World Cup?
We obviously struggled when we went to Ireland, so it's nice to probably go back and challenge yourself again and hopefully put a few things right. And also, you know, they're very similar to Argentina in terms of, you know, they're forward dominant, you know, but they've also got the backs that can tear you apart.
What happens if Johnny Wilkinson gets sick on the Friday night and then in the warm-up Toby Flood gets shot? You know, it's not likely to happen, but it could happen.
Well, we've got Youngsy can step in it.
You fancy a bit of 10 action? But you've got Wiggy, who's played a bit of 10
Wiggy
for Sarries.
Wiggy play 10.
Yeah.
Any of the wing guys could probably play outside centre.
Yeah. Is there pressure on you now, Ben, with Danny Care's injury?
No, obviously, you just feel awful for Danny. He's worked so hard, and you know the way he's played the last 2 games, played very, very well. So you can't help but just feel ever so sorry for him.
I mean, I don't know if you know, but if your balls are touching, you can hit them away. No, I'll do that again. They're supposed to keep your foot on it, don't they? Put their foot on it. Well, I don't play a lot of croquet. I'm from Liverpool, mate. If we knew anyone was playing croquet, we'd rob their house.
Ben, what's your thoughts on who's shouting the orders behind you?
No, I think, you know, everyone's just trained really, really hard. It's competitive, and it's whatever, you know, they decide on the day that who they want to play and who they think's best fit for that game. At least you hit it, Oz.
Not quite got the legs, Oz. Not quite got the legs.
You can't miss from there, Abby.
Oh my God!
You set me up, Cueto. You set me up. Who is going to score the most points in New Zealand?
You'd have to back.
I'm going with Youngsy.
Hopefully me, but my strike rate recently, you'd have to say Youngsy probably.
Mate, just finish it off.
Finish
off this game.
Boom.
Thanks very much. Well done. Your first win on O2 Inside. No, I won the table tennis.
Again.
Whatever. Hopefully you'll be joining us again next week for the final O2 Inside Line. After these guys, I've put Ireland to the sword. Let's hope so. See you next time.
Sign up for O2 Inside Line episode alerts at o2insideline.com and you'll never miss an episode.